Oh, hey there. Welcome to a very, very special edition of the Cincy PostCast. Folks, it's Thanksgiving, or at least that's when I'm releasing this. So if you're not listening to this during Thanksgiving, it's kind of on you, isn't it? Think about that. No, Kevin Wallace here. I am so happy to be recording this episode for you because it's the Thanksgiving episode. And last year we did a Thanksgiving episode where we talked to any number of the sort of FCC intelligentsia, the FCC Illuminati, as it were, to ask them and to have them provide what they were thankful for. And that was very nice and incredibly appreciative of everybody who contributed. However, this year's about the people, okay? Went out there, made a couple of posts across various digital platforms asking, when it comes to FC Cincinnati, what are y'all thankful for, okay? And that's what I'm here to provide you, what the people are thankful for. So if you contributed something, you're probably in here. In fact, as far as I can tell, I only left off one person, and they know what they did. Okay, so if you think, oh no, was that me? It's not you. If you think, yeah, I didn't think they'd include that, you were right. I did not include that one. You may notice that I am battling a head cold, which is suboptimal given the proximity to the holiday. So I am hosting Thanksgiving this year, and I like to do it up. I like to have fun with Thanksgiving. I've got a turkey brining in the other room, and I tried to mise en place everything I could. I think that's how you phrase that. Anyway, I am worried about how sick I am for the day of. That literally upstairs in my kitchen right now, I have a small Tupperware dish with 1 tablespoon of flour that is marked with Sharpie and masking tape. 1 tablespoon flour, because I need to make sure I am prepared, and there should be nothing preventing me from just grabbing all of the various things I have pre-portioned, pre-cut, and pre-labeled and just throwing it in a pan, okay? I know my own weaknesses here, okay? So hopefully you're enjoying a Thanksgiving meal. Ideally, you have already enjoyed a Thanksgiving meal by the time you listen to this, or you're going back many, many days later. You're driving back to work on Monday. You're like, hey, whoa, I didn't see they posted something on Thanksgiving. Yeah, there you go. So with that in mind, I want to read to all of y'all what you were thankful for this year. And it was lovely. In fact, I'm a little annoyed. I'm starting to think that we have a handful more listeners than I sort of previously thought, because this ended up being a very large and long document. So we'll see how long this takes me to get through. But I think this is nice. I think it's nice for the community to come together. So once again, this is what the people are thankful for as it relates to FC Cincinnati or the rest of your life. I'm not gonna stop you. And yeah, let's share. So B. Reed said, I'm thankful for my family, friends, coworkers, and my dog Tribs. This year has been filled with so many good memories. I can't thank all the people that are in my life enough for that. B. Reed, agreed. I am also thankful for your dog Tribs. John said, I am thankful for the opportunity to take my kids and friends to games. The times we got to spend together in the Bailey cheering on the FC have been memories our family will always enjoy. The away match in Toronto in 2024 was the highlight of our family vacation that year. John, could not agree more. Incorporate an FCC away day into a vacation. It's a great way to not miss the FC when going on vacation. And you can, spin it to the family that, it's tourism. It still counts, okay? Estes writes, all the exciting and fun games over the season. Also being a team that is in the mix. Yeah, we haven't got the cup yet, but they have been in talks. And Estes, I completely agree, and also love the phrasing here. We've been in talks to get a cup. I do like that MLS Cup is a negotiation, right? Let's talk it out, and maybe, hopefully, we can negotiate our way to a championship. Prideful Lion says, I'm thankful for Chris Albright. He's basically a superhero at this point. Yes. Waveman777 says, season ticket holder from day one USL. There were highs and lows from the beginning. I am thankful for all of it. The Chicago game, Nipper as a home field, TQL above 70 degrees. That's a funny caveat. The Wooden Spoons, Gary, the supporter shield, and all the players, coaches, front office staff, and ownership who have made the idea of FCC live. Cincy till I die. Oh, couldn't have said it better. Death Teddy 35 says, I'm thankful that this team gives me a reason to live for a good chunk of the year. Oh no, that was a little darker than I thought. Death Teddy, here's to hoping you find something in the next year that gives you a reason to live during those other times, right? Okay, I believe in you. Difficult Proof says, I'm thankful our stadium is in a fun part of town and not in an ocean of parking lots. Take that, Nashville. I enjoy going out before and after the games and seeing all the other FCC fans. That is truly a highlight. That is a blast. FCC Foam Hat Guy, I didn't know he listened, says, I'm thankful for the opportunity and experience of seeing Brenner in his boxers. Oh, and Nev said similarly, I'm thankful for the supporter shield and Brenner's celebrations, in brackets. You know the one I'm referring to. I think we do, Nev. Easy Zeiss is how I'm going to choose to read your name. I'm thankful for section 129. It was a great view all year, especially for a few Evander Worldies. Oh, awesome. Griff C99 says, I'm thankful for Yuya Kubo. Oh, man. The man was a Swiss Army knife, ready to play any position and give his best every game. If this is his last season, and folks, it turns out it is, I will be very sad, but I will cherish him as a real FCC legend. Griff also adds, thankful for Heineken 0.0s being cheap at the stadium. Double fist responsibly. Griff, completely agree. Have a couple in my fridge right now. Balloon Cell says, I'm thankful for Ender Echenique. The man shows up to every game, ready to give everything, and he does. He runs until the end and doesn't stop until the final whistle or subbed off. Schwei says, I'm thankful for Alvis Powell, FCC's best and worst player, the soccer player equivalent of may you live through interesting times. God, isn't that the truth? Kelsey Chevrolet says, I'm thankful for Miles Robinson because somebody needs to. Yeah, based on the conversations, Kelsey, I think it's you and David Gumbert are alone on Miles Robinson Island right now. It is very upsetting. I completely agree with you. Bob Milla says, I'm thankful for Dado Valenzuela. Oh, thank you. Somebody mentioned him. And the future starting center back, Andre Shirilla. I'll take your word for it. Kojode6 says, Roman Celentano. He has his ups and downs, but we love him all the same, and he's the glue holding it all together. Very grateful to have him. Let's see how this offseason goes, okay? I'll say they picked up Evans' option. I don't know what you do with two very good goalkeepers. Okay, something to keep an eye on. These next handful, I gotta say, really resonate with me as a sports fan and as a Cincinnati native. I have to echo all of these sentiments over and over and over again. FCC Lunatic says, I'm thankful that Carl and Jeff are still into the FC. Carl for his investment and Jeff for his ambition and ability to remain professional with young Brenner. I hope they throw their few cents around this offseason and influence some of the expiring and new contracts. I'm worried that Chris Albright and Noonan are going to try to keep things the same, with the idea that little tweaks, Miazga being back, and Evander's newfound passion are going to get us to the next level. That's an interesting way of casting this, of sort of putting your hopes into ownership to open up the purse strings and maybe force change. You don't usually think of it that way. I like that. Ian Ferguson says, I'm thankful that FCC is the one team in this city that has ownership that actually tries. God, it really does feel that way. DJ Phil Pot, 5105, says, thankful for having an ownership group who spends and wants to win, and a coach who takes accountability when things go wrong. I think that is true. Josh Burke says, I am thankful for a local major league team that does more than the bare minimum, a team with ambition, not just in words, but in actions. Yes. Ogden76 says, I am thankful that in my lifetime, I've got to experience seeing the city that I love fall for the sport that I love. It is an honor to share every single one of the 12. It is an honor to share, I'm going to assume that, with every single one of the 12. Thank you all. Frosty Ride 4486 says, I am thankful for a break from wooden spoons. I don't care that we get embarrassed on the big stage of the playoffs. We fought all season and got to the playoffs. Most of the season, we were in control of our own destiny. Unfortunately, we didn't have what it takes to go all the way, but at least we have one competitive Cincinnati sports team. Preach. Amazing. The next handful here are just like about the experience of going to the games, and I absolutely love these. Stan says, I'm thankful that my company has a suite and I got to take my kids to their first game this season. Adorable. Their interest in the team has skyrocketed since then. I occasionally even hear them by themselves singing sha-la-las. Oh, man, that is awesome. Eric says, I'm thankful that this team brings together my family for something we all look forward to doing together every week during the season, whether at TQL or watching from home. Or watching from street side. Let me just throw that out there, Eric. I'm thankful to have many friends and neighbors who enjoy getting together to watch these matches and the time we spend sharing each other's company, rooting for the FC. Oh, man, just beautiful. Shannon Launderville says, I am thankful for the Bailey and the friends we have made over this season and last. Can't wait for next year. Brad Niehaus says, I'm thankful for the friends we've made in the Bailey, joining the Forge and joining the Knights of the Bailey. Get involved, folks. If you want to take that next step and be a sicko, Brad has got you there. Daniel K says, I'm thankful for all the friends I've made through this community and love this sport. Ran So Fast said, I'm thankful for the season ticket friends we've made since we retired from the Bailey to assigned seating. We've celebrated births, graduations, and new jobs, and it just makes the games that much more fun getting to see the same crew each week. Oh, man. That is amazing. Kate D says, I'm thankful for the awesome coverage of the team that Carter provides. Me too, Kate. And I'm even more grateful to have FCC and the fan community to be a fun, happy thing in an otherwise rotten year. And Kate, could not agree more. Maybe the only thing keeping me sane. Ryan G. He throws this one out there. Again, speaking more to the community. On behalf of the Forge, I am grateful for the FC Cincinnati community. We had a killer year for TIFOs with some of what I think will be all-time classics. It's only possible through the efforts of the community. Yes, Ryan, and folks, get involved. Showing up to paint nights is awesome and great, and a great way to dip your toes in. If you enjoy that, join a supporters supporters group. It's a great way to get involved. Eric says, I'm thankful for the people who spend a ton of time and effort on the TIFOs that help provide a great experience on match day in the stadium, as well as the supporters group folks who spend their time organizing events for the rest of us to enjoy. Thankful there are so many dedicated fans who put out all kinds of FCC content to consume. Yes, completely agree. A geek in Korea, I wonder where they're at, says, thankful that I don't have to watch FC Cincinnati alone or make jokes about how bad the television announcers are or PRO happen to be on any given morning because I share the misery in the chat. I am also thankful the community is supportive and has a deep passion for something positive in their lives. I now have a greater understanding of the difficulty of competing in MLS because of the roster rules and contract clauses that make buy a better player a limited option because of the podcast as well. Oh no, I didn't mean to be useful here for you. No, I also like caring about something coming out of the United States near where I grew up that isn't toxic or political the majority of the time. I also really like having a sports-based podcast to listen to that isn't shilling for gambling, health, or crypto schemes. Oh, that's going to make a very awkward transition to our ad for HealthCoin. Just kidding. Yeah, I don't think we'll be doing that anytime soon. Caitlin H says, I am thankful for a lot of stuff. I'm thankful for the match day thread where I get my happiness, sadness, angry, and horrible takes with a community of people who try to make it better, agree, or disagree. I think a community in both reality and online are something I didn't know I needed, but here we are. FC Cincinnati gives us a common language and common purpose, and for that I am grateful and I am thankful. I get another year to prove Chiefs' hot takes about Thanksgiving food wrong with my Cajun injected turkey. Get him, Caitlin. Oh my gosh. I'm glad I'm doing this by myself, so I don't have to listen to that. Mystic Cat 11 says, I am thankful I've been able to meet and become friends with so many different people over these past 10 years because of a little soccer team that punched above its weight class. I'm also thankful for that, Mystic Cat, and I appreciated the invite a couple of years ago to, just have a nice little bonfire at your place, and it was lovely and delightful, and thank you for all the friends that we've made that were there. I'm thankful for the variety of support that we have for the grouchy folks to the young kid who just saw their first game and everyone in between. I'm thankful we have an amazing supporter culture full of flags and tifo and drums and horns and capos, but most of all, I'm thankful we have a common place to share our love, hate, misery, and joy this team and this city gives us. Agree. An Ohio Redditor says, I'm thankful for the people around this club, the supporters, the casuals. I've met so many friends here since 2016. Some of them are my besties. I'm a little bit of a unique situation in Brooklyn, so meeting FCC ilk over here has been very special. The game is less important than the people you share it with. I've always stood by this. The community is the most important part of this. Love you all, even the strangers. We have something in common, something that bonds us by civic nature and fandom. That's what sports do in the best case scenario. Oh, love it. Content Strike 275 says, I'm thankful for some really great memories I made this season. Finally joining a supporters group, reach. My first tifo painting, getting score updates at my wedding, taking my best friend to his first game, only to see the 10K bicycle kick running into FCC3 and Manny Ledesma putting the finisher medal around my neck. It was a year I'll take a lot of good memories from. That sounds like the dream situation here. Okay, I absolutely love that. Sean Beber here, which, by the way, Sean, folks, Sean has very quietly taken over the post-social accounts. For the most part, it's mostly Sean doing the posting there. Killing it. He has earned all negative $2 a month in salary that he has paid. And Sean, man, we could not do it without. We could do it without you, but it would be worse. So I don't want to say that, but man, you really add to the experience. So thank you, man. Keevbot said, I think these two crack me up. If folks don't know the story behind these stories here, the two guys you're about to hear from traveled to the away leg in that final CONCACAF Champions League matchup with Tigres, with Kibot saying, thankful for the FC because I got to experience the greatest bar in the world on a Tuesday night in Nuevo León. And Mike V responding to that saying, I am also thankful for this. Seeing some of the photos and videos from those guys, oh man, it looked awesome. A couple more here. I promise you, we are getting towards the end of this. Son of Art Monk said, first year season ticket holder. Okay, you don't need to rub it in, okay? I'm thankful for the time I've gotten to spend with my son, following something we both love. FC puts the best sports product in Cincinnati on the field and provides the best environment. We cheer from the Bailey week in and week out. Win or lose, we stay to the end. He's hit the age as a teenager where he's learning his own way, so he doesn't always want to be around his parents. But when it's game day, he and I go together. Gosh. Some of my best, most fondest memories of my entire life are going to sporting events with my dad. I'm so happy you also get to experience that from the other side there. Mission Bathroom 6110. I am thankful for another year of high standards thanks to the coach, front office, and players. Thanks for the amazing memories. The players who leave this winter, thank you. And the players who joined, hopefully they learn to love the club as much as we do. Yes! Hot Shake says, I'm grateful for a competitive team that's entertaining to watch and has a genuine chance of not only making the playoffs, but also making a run for the championship and Shield, a stark contrast with the other quote-unquote professional sports we have in this town, which are perpetually exercises in futility and mediocrity that offer false hope, only to shatter those hopes in spectacular fashion. One day, friends, one day. And last here on this section, Beta House says, I am thankful that the ownership group has provided the financial backing and resources to this team to succeed. The simple fact that the owners are committed to winning and seeing this team succeed brings a certain peace of mind. Yes, I am disappointed at how we fared the last few playoff runs, but I am also thankful that I do not have to doubt the support this team receives. Oh, I love it. There were a handful of folks who maybe had our friends up north in mind when answering this question. Later Nerds said, I'm thankful for the Haslams and their backroom Cleveland-oriented dealings. Folks, I don't know if you saw this, but the mayor of Cleveland was just on a large conference call with a couple of other movers and shakers of this country with Don Garber. What? Something to think about. Scary Gary said, I'm thankful Ohio is orange and blue. Yes, completely agree. And finally, Reverend Burrito says, it wasn't Columbus, I guess. And honestly, yeah, sometimes that's all you need. Now, I will say this last section, I feel weird reading because it is largely based around the post, but you all wrote it, so I'm gonna read it, okay? But just know that I am trying my best to not let this go to my head, okay? Kenta on Twitter said that they're thankful for David Gumbert's new mic. And folks, if you did not see it in the press conference, the Post has a brand new microphone presence that is incredible. Well done, David. The Nerd Year says, lifelong Reds fan, first-year soccer fan, thankful for giving soccer a shot and getting a season like this one to hook me instantly. Flashes of excitement, let down in the playoffs. I feel right at home. Oh no. I love the podcast. Did more than you'll ever know, helping me fall in love with this game. Thank you all. Yeah, if we can drag another person into this passion, we might have done our job here. Price Assassins says, I'm thankful for the 3+ hours of content, hot takes, and sometimes useful information the Postcast puts out each week. Helps me get through the weekdays. Through the work days is how they actually wrote that. And yeah, actually, it helps me get through the work days too. Glow Dark says, I'm thankful for the bucket list challenge. Oh my gosh, me too. It inspired me to volunteer at the Free Store Food Bank. Oh, that's great. Watch Comet Bluegrass All-Stars and try new coffee shops. Technology for Dummies said that they're thankful for the Cincy PostCast, no matter the highs or the lows, that bring joy to FCC fandom. And we try to do something, right? Ashby says, Chief wishing injury on Messi. You want to know the most wild part about that? When you stop and think about it, Chief was wishing injury on Messi after the game. That is a level of hater that was previously, undiscovered. Not an FBI agent. Now that question, you would think answers the immediate question, but it does raise that immediate question. It says, I'm thankful for the Chief hot takes because somebody has to say it, which, given what we just said, not an FBI agent, you might want to check yourself on what you're agreeing to here. The trophy husband said, I'm thankful for Grayson never overreacting. I'm thankful for Chief's terrible takes. It makes me think my brain damage isn't all that bad. I'm thankful for Kevin's skillful editing. Got me confused with somebody else. Thankful for this community and moving a bit into a good cause. Yeah, good job, everybody, turning a funny post on X, the Everything app, it's all happening on X, into like $2,500 for the Free Store Food Bank. That is amazing. Eric also said, $2 per month for the postcast is well worth all the free content I've enjoyed for a long time. Thanks, Kevin, Grayson, and Chief. Hey, you're welcome. Spaghetti said, thankful for the whole postcast crew. I'm a lifelong Cincinnati sports fan, but was very much a casual of FCC. I had the desire to become a bit of a sicko, and the postcast provided the goods and method for me to become truly sick. That's a great review of the podcast. Also, shout out to the Chief for giving away his first financial club seats in the Discord to a match this year. I won them, had a great time, and got a new vantage point I hadn't yet experienced at TQL. Look at the Chief doing some charity, doing some nice things. Who knew? Ian Ferguson said, I'm thankful for the off-season movie reviews, which we will have to get back into. Def makes driving into the office during the winter months much more enjoyable. Don't dive into the office. Driving is fine. Let's go says, as someone not from Cincinnati, I live several states away. I am so thankful for the postcast and World Scam. It feels great to be a part of a community when my state doesn't have an MLS team. Yeah, hey, glad you're here, man. Phil says, I'm thankful for the Chief making a point to say the Everything app is all happening. The Everything app, it's all happening on X. Anytime he mentions X, the Everything app, it's all happening on X. It makes me chuckle each and every time. Phil, if it ever doesn't happen, I will be sad, and we may just have to cancel the podcast right then and there. People don't see this, but I point at the camera every time he says X because I'm just waiting for the line there. Blake Maynard says, I'm thankful for the wonderful content put up by the postcast team. You fellas bring me twice a week joy during the season and once a week joy during the off season. Thank you, Blake, for doing our schedule. The World Scam has been a wonderful addition to my podcast routine as well. I'm thankful for the dedication of the boss, Carl Linder, and his willingness to put the money up for big transfers. I'm thankful for Chris Albright's intelligence to call dibs on aging superstars that he probably has no real intention of bringing here. It's so much more interesting to see a team built around up-and-coming talent than it is around one or two big names. Side note, thank you to Apple for paying every DP's salary. It couldn't possibly be an exclusive arrangement for one team, am I right? Oh no, Blake, I've got some terrible news for you. And finally here, The Eternal Soccer Fan says, as someone who played soccer through college and has a deep love of soccer, I'm thankful to still have a connection to the game by supporting a hometown club that seems to really care about people, its players, coaches, staff, and fans. I'm thankful for this podcast because often it feels like we share the same emotions, maybe not the same opinions, Chief. Call you out directly. But it's almost like therapy. I'm also thankful for Grayson's MLS contract knowledge and the opposing opinions for Chief's hot takes and all of Laurel's content. Completely agree, Eternal Soccer Fan. Gosh, amazing stuff from the whole community. And I will take a moment here to say what I am thankful for, because I got nothing else to do, right? No, I am incredibly thankful for everybody who helps put this together, including the folks that you all do not see that help drive the conversations, the direction, the creative direction, if you want to get all corporate with it. Joseph Mamay, Eric, Das Harks, Jonah. I could not do this without you, Jonah. Obviously, Grayson and Chief, whatever, but Chris as well, man. It is a great team back there. You also have, Sean and David are newer additions to this sort of ragtag team, with David writing for us, which has been amazing, and Sean taking over social media. It has been incredible. I am thankful to each and every one of you that has spent actual dollars on this so far. It is amazing that we have this support, and I want to do right by that and continue to improve and get nice things for you, which is why I'm doing a podcast with a cold. I don't know. Maybe this is torture, and if you turn this off immediately, I will not blame you at all. I would probably do the same. But no, I'm thankful for each and every one of the 12. I'm thankful for the Free Store Food Bank Brenner drive that we had. I'm thankful for everybody who does the TIFOs. This is concerning because if I just start naming things, there is eventually going to be a point where I will not name something or a group or a person, and it will look like I am exclusively or intentionally leaving them out, and I don't want that to be the case. So thank you to everybody. Thank you to my family who lets me do this. Like, this is pretty annoying. Thank you to my kids who put up with their weird dad. Thank you to my boss and my coworkers who have to listen to me talk about this stuff sometimes. It is super annoying. I get it. And oh my God, what am I thankful for? How about Streetside? Okay. Streetside Brewery has made all of this possible. The financial support we've received from them in sponsoring this show has been incredible, has enabled a lot of things that I never thought possible. And I am so appreciative of that. If you have the chance, grab one of their beers when you're going out. If you're looking for a place to grab a drink or watch a game, pick Streetside, because they have been so amazing to us. I couldn't not mention them. And thank you once again for listening to this. This has been an amazing ride. We'll see how this offseason goes. And hoping for bigger and better things in 2026. I will not commit to anything. I will not promise anything, but I would expect more in 2026. I would expect a sort of upgraded version of this, maybe small in some way, but I would expect a leveling up here. So we have that to look forward to. Here's to hoping I get that done over the next month. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope you do have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Thank you all so much. And
I don't know what else to say, but fuck Columbus. Fuck Columbus. Fuck Columbus. And I mean, always fuck Columbus. What are we waiting for here? This weekend, this Monday morning, more than any other morning, mean this from the bottom of my heart. Fuck Columbus. Fuck Columbus. Sure. So the only prediction you're getting right now is fuck Columbus, because fuck Columbus. So on that note, fuck Columbus. And there's never a bad time to talk about Bob Newhart, as far as I'm concerned. Fuck Columbus. Fuck Columbus. This episode's already gone off the rails. Are we done here?
No, kill it, please.
Fuck Columbus.
The Cincy PostCast is a production of The Post Cincy. You can check us out online at thepostcincy.com. You can also follow us on Twitter and Blue Sky, Facebook, and Instagram. Twitter and Blue Sky, though, you'll find we're a little more active than the other places. We're also on YouTube, where you can listen to this episode if you aren't listening to it already. We are also putting up video content semi-regularly, including the Away Days series. We want to give a huge thank you to Jim Trace and the Makers for providing the music for this episode. They're a lovely band, and you can find more information out about them in the description of this episode. And if you happen to enjoy what you just heard, can I please ask that you like us, that you rate us on whatever app you're listening to, and maybe more importantly than all of that, share this episode with a friend. When it comes up at work, you're talking about FC Cincinnati, I say, hey, I listened to an FC Cincinnati podcast. I think you guys will like it. It would really, really help us out. Nothing helps a podcast travel more than a good recommendation from a friend, family member. That would be awesome. When it comes to the sorting algorithms that control our lives, a 5-star review would be much appreciated. Also, leaving a sort of written review weirdly does more than that. That's how the algorithms work. So maybe say a nice or a mean thing, whatever. Just as long as you give us 5 stars, that'll really, really, really help us out. And if you are looking for more MLS content, check out our other podcast, The World's Gam. Again, a link will be in the description of this episode. That is where we touch on league-wide storylines and news, and we talk about other games and a couple other teams in there as well. I think you will enjoy it if you are just dipping your toes into Major League Soccer. A huge thank you to all of our sponsors. A even bigger thank you to all of our patrons over at Patreon. But maybe most importantly, thank you for listening to this episode.